Okay, so what is up guys, SwaGTeD is back with another video, and for today's video we will discuss about my first ever Season 2 Sinister Cup video. So this was the first time that Albay Raiders hosted a 5-round tournament, and I was lucky enough to win that tournament. But it was full of exciting plays. New PvPers had a good results during that said cup. So let's get on to the video. So for my team of 6, I went with Claydol with Confusion, Psychic, and Earth Power. Dusclops with Fade Attack, Shadow Punch, and Fire Punch. Steelix with Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Earthquake. Poliwrath with Bubble, Power Punch, and Hydro Pump. Drifblim with Hex and Ominous Wind. And Alolan Marowak with Fire Spin, Shadow Ball, and Bone Club. So for our first match, I'm up against WorldLink JP. He's one of the newer players, and I went with the lineup of I think Steelix, Claydol, and Poliwrath. Start with Steelix. He leads with Primeape, so I'm in a bad lead matchup. Oh no, I went with Alolan Marowak and Dusclops. I switched to Dusclops to catch this charge move. I don't know if he has a legacy or if it's a Night Slash. And it turns to be a low sweep Primeape. Switches to Bayonet. I go for this Shadow Punch to try and KO or take a shield from this Bayonet, because this will be a huge threat to my Ghost types. See how he chunks down that Dusclops with that Shadow Claw. He throws a Shadow Ball. I shield it because I want to preserve this Dusclops. I charge a little bit more energy before I throw off this second Shadow Punch. Do I land it? Do I get a shield? I land it. Okay. So I'm up one shield. He throws Primeape again. And I try to go ham. I don't shield this because even if it's Night Slash, I'll take the KO. But again, it's a low sweep, so it's not a big problem for me. I throw the Fire Punch because it will deal neutral damage to him, or he burns shield. Okay, he burns the shield, and I let this Dusclops go. So I immediately switch. I immediately choose my Alolan Marowak. I decided not to shield this because maybe he has only low sweep, and he does. So I don't shield this. I farm up this Primeape. And his last Pokemon is Steelix. Okay, so I throw this first Bone Club. Hitting that, excellent. Because I know I have one shield, I throw the second Bone Club. It's a good thing I switched to Fire Spin. And I was able to finish this off with, I shield this because maybe it's an Earthquake or a Crunch. I don't know. It's a Crunch. And I just finished this off with my last Bone Club. So that is GG, game 1 of match number 1. Okay, so for the second matchup, I decided to go with Dusclops, Claydol, and again Alolan Marowak, because the main problem of his lineup is that Bayonet, and it starts with Bronzong. I lead with Dusclops, and knowing that my Dusclops is Feint Attack, I know I can deal significantly more damage. Switches in to his Alolan Marowak. I immediately throw the Shadow Punch order. That's my cousin, yeah. I again throw this second Shadow Punch. And he doesn't shield it. I still have 2 shields. He has 1 shield left. Can I farm this down? No. I decided to shield this because I really want to preserve that Dusclops. He throws in Fire Blast. Okay, so I decided to farm this Alolan Marowak down. And I decided to wait. And it's Primate. Okay, so I throw the Shadow Punch. And I immediately switch to my Claydol because he has no more shields. I know that he has only 1 move on that Primate. I throw this Earth Power to deal super effective damage since he has no more shields left. And boom. I decided not to shield this because I know it will be a low sweep one. And that is GG's for game 2 of match number 1. Okay, so he requested for a 3rd match, so I went with the same lineup as the 2nd match. I led with Dusclops. He leads with that Primate. I immediately switch into my Claydol. He switches into his own Claydol. I throw this Earth Power. Try and do some significant damage or get that first shield. Doesn't shield it. I think his Claydol has extra sensory. He goes for that Psychic. I shield it. And I think I just farm this Claydol down. I don't shield this second charge move. I'll take it. It's a Psychic. It is a Psychic. I resist Psychic. So I just farm this Claydol down. And he throws Bayonet, so I throw this Psychic in order to get that shield, and I immediately switch into my Dusclops. I throw this Shadow Punch knowing I have the energy advantage in order to take out this Bayonet or take that last shield. Some lag here. But it was mutual lag, so it was okay. It was shielded. I decide to shield the Shadow Ball, and we're both at 0 shields. And I was able to reach this Shadow Punch before he reaches to another Shadow Ball. Okay, finish Bayonet with the Shadow Punch as the last Pokemon is that Primate. And he stopped attacking because he noticed it was already GG. And I switch into my Claydol. And that's it. It's GG match number 1. Okay, so for the second match, I forgot to record the first match, but I went with Dusclops, Poliwrath, and Alolan Marowak. Okay, I lead with Dusclops, and he leads with the Alolan Marowak with Rock Smash. That's right, Rock Smash. I was spelling texting. Hey. Again, big shout out. Congratulations for Feli for finishing her board exams, and we hope that good results will come. So again, I am battling Achilleu. He throws this charge move, Shadow Ball, and I don't shield it because I think I was too confident to the fact that I can farm up enough energy for that second Pokemon. Second Pokemon is Miss Magius. I throw this first Shadow Punch. He shields it. I went for the second Shadow Punch rather. Does he shield it? Yes, he shields it. Okay, so my Dusclops did a lot of work taking out those two shields. Now he has no more shields. I went out with my Marowak, knowing that I can finish this off with a Shadow Ball. I shield this because I don't know if it's a Dark Pulse or an Ominous Wind. It is a Dark Pulse. I shield it. I farm up until a Shadow Ball. Okay, yes, since he has no more shields, his Shadow Ball will KO. And his last Pokemon is a Solrock. Okay, so again, I went for that Shadow Ball since he has no more shields. And it's a GG for match number 2. Okay, so for our third matchup, I'm up against Jarumsal. My team of 3 was Claydol, Dusclops, and Alolan Marowak. I think this is our first game. Yeah, this is our first game. Jarumsal is a very experienced trainer. He was our champion for the Tempest Cup before, and he's one of the regional qualifiers for last season's Season 1 regionals. So, I led with Dusclops, and he leads with Poliwrath. Okay, it's a Bubble Poliwrath. I charge extra energy, then I switch into my Claydol. And he throws a Power-Up Punch. I don't shield it. And he sticks with that Poliwrath. So I'm thinking that maybe he has a nice punch in the back. So I shield his second charge move, and it is a Ice Punch. He switches into his Dusclops, Hex Dusclops. I throw this Earth Power, hoping to get a shield, a damage, or that debuff. He shields it, and I'm at typing disadvantage. I managed to get, I thought I almost got the second Earth Power, but I let it go. He throws a Fire Punch. Okay, so I was able to get, and he throws I thought I was able to get, but he was able to throw 2 charge moves at me. Sorry for my English. For my English sinning spokening, I went with Alolan Marowak. Try to shield bait with this Bone Club. I hope that he shields it. And he doesn't. But it's okay. I was thinking not shielding it because he was throwing 2 Fire Punches before, and it is another Fire Punch. So I resist that completely. He switches into his Poliwrath. I throw this Bone Club to deal some damage or bait that last shield. Immediately switch to my Dusclops. Since I have an energy lead, I was able to throw this Shadow Punch on this Poliwrath, dealing good amount of damage, and Felly chatted me. Throws an Ice Punch. I won't shield because I don't know what his third Pokemon is, and I was trying not to panic charge attack because maybe he'll call a bluff, and he throws in Probopass. Yes, which is a big problem for me. Probopass. Okay, so So I deal as much damage as I could as I wait for the switch clock. I don't shield this because maybe my Marowak can go through with one shield. I am at the yellow. I think I am going to be the dead of the Marowak. Throws that rock slide. Good thing I have a shield left. I was gonna charge enough energy to maybe throw 2 bone clubs in a row. Okay, that's one. I was lucky that I have energy for the second bone club, which I immediately throw. That was one close game 1 of match number 3. Okay, so for the second matchup, I switched in Claydol for Steelix because of that Probopass matchup. I lead with Dusclops onto his Probopass. So I just want to charge a few energy. Try and throw this Fire Punch. Magnet Bomb. He throws a Magnet Bomb. Okay. I throw this Fire Punch, and I think I immediately switch into my Steelix. Yes, I switch into my Steelix. Okay, I won't shield this because I know he has Magnet Bomb and Rock Slide. Goes for the Rock Slide, it's not very effective, and he switches into his Dusclops. So I throw in this Crunch to deal super effective damage or get that first shield. He doesn't shield the first one. I was able to get to a second Crunch because I was able to charge a little bit more energy with that Probopass. So he has one shield down. I know this is a Fire Punch, but I will save my shields for later. So he throws in this Fire Punch, deals significant damage. I think I shield the second one in order to farm a little bit more energy for my Steelix. Then I went for this last Crunch in order to get that last shield or to exterminate this Dusclops. So if he gets that last shield, I immediately switch into my own Dusclops. He switches into his Probopass again. Now that's some premier switching. Still don't know what his last Pokemon is. He throws in that Magnet Bomb. I throw this Shadow Punch because I don't know why I threw Shadow Punch. Maybe I want to test out the damage, and it sucked. I thought I was gonna get to that second Shadow Punch, but it's a good thing that he threw his energy on my Dusclops. So I went back with my fresh Alolan Marowak. Fire Spin Alolan Marowak. I need to shield this because if it is a Rock Slide rather, I'd be dead. Shield it correctly, I farm up. He throws in his... what does he throw? His own Alolan Marowak. So I threw this Shadow Ball because he has no shields and I have the energy advantage. I immediately switch to catch this charge move, which will be, I think, Bone Club. Yes, Bone Club charges, catches that charge move, and his last Pokemon is low health, Dusclops with a Fire Punch, and it is GG's for the third match. So for this fourth match, I'm up against Twisted Fate Rams. My lineup was Steelix, Poliwrath, and Claydol. So this is the team that I'm mostly comfortable of because of the matchups that I played with a few trainers for like Hero Vange and the other trainers. So I lead with Steelix 4 to catch his Drifblim. I won't switch here because I know that I could get the advantage. So if I move counters right, that is Ominous Wind, and that is Ominous Wind. So I throw this Crunch, and he quick switches to his own Steelix. And I switch into my own Poliwrath in order to counter this Steelix. So I throw this Power Up Punch. We shielded, no. Felly chatted. Okay, I will block this because it was 7 Dragon Tails, so it's an Earthquake. I shield it in order to preserve my Poliwrath. I rack up 2 Power Up Punches to further power up that bubble. He doesn't shield it, he has 2 shields. He's playing the shield game well. And he throws in his Drifblim. Okay. So I don't shield here because I know I can take one more Ominous Wind. And I was trying to throw a Hydro Pump, but I'd rather take the shield. Gets that last shield and bait it again because he doesn't know that I have a Hydro Pump. Poliwrath takes the second shield again. So Poliwrath did a ton of work getting that Steelix, getting 2 shields, and knocking down this Drifblim, which is a huge, look at that health. This last Pokemon is Infernape, and I just throw in my Claydol to finish this Infernape. Fire Spin Infernape. Do I shield this? Yes, I shield this because maybe it's close combat. It's a flamethrower. Okay, it's a flamethrower. Okay, so that's GG's for the first game of match number 4. Okay, so for the second match, I went with the same lineup, but I started out with Claydol this time. Start with Claydol, and he leads with Girafarig. Okay. So, it's a Confusion Wars. Technically, I can beat Girafarig as a superior Psychic type. Okay. Good thing I held back. I throw this Psychic. Maybe he won't shield because he thinking he's a Earth Power. He doesn't shield. Look at that damage of that Psychic. Almost half healthed that Drifblim. I won't shield here because I know he's gonna throw an Ominous Wind. Oh, a Shadow Ball. Oh, not bad. So I charge a little bit more energy. Throw this Crunch. Maybe he shielded. No. Oh, he shielded. He shielded. Sometimes that animation doesn't pop out. Sometimes I shield this because it's Ominous Wind. Please, I get that last shield. I have enough energy to get to a second Crunch. And I try to maybe bluff him thinking it's a Crunch. Will I hit it? Yes, I hit it. I immediately switch to my Poliwrath. He switches into his Girafarig. I don't know what I'm doing. I try to throw this Hydro Pump to maybe... I bluff the animation of the fighting move. I bluff the animation of the Power Up Punch, thinking for him to think that it's a Power Up Punch. And I could have got to that second Power Up Punch, but I wasn't. I wait for the clock a little. I throw in my Claydol again. I shield this. What move is it? It's Psychic. Okay, it's Psychic. I could have resisted that. I charge enough energy to finish this Felix with Confusion. So that's GG for match number 4. Okay, so we're down to round 5. It's the championship and I'm up against Yugure 12. Yugure this is his first time joining PvP tournaments, and he had good results during the Sinister Cup. So that just reminds anyone that no matter if you're new or if you're a veteran to PvP, if you study well enough or you study about the matchups enough, the meta, if you watch videos from other content creators like King, Jimma Banks, Hero Vange, Call Me Jake, J Farm, you know, you could get a lot of information for PvP. So let's go into the finals match, and this will be exciting. Okay, so for our first match, I chose Steelix, Dusclops, and Claydol because this team is really interesting. Okay, so everybody was saying that he was that good, and I believe, because he is in the finals of his first PvP tournament, so that's a very good job. So here we go. Steelix versus Shiny Charmgordor. So it's an awkward angle. I am behind Steelix. I charge enough energy to maybe bluff for that Earthquake. And throwing the Crunch. And immediately switch to my Dusclops. Okay, I shield this. So maybe it's a Shadow Ball. It is a Shadow Ball. And I throw this Shadow Punch. This Charm is hurting a lot. He was like the only player who brought a Charm user to the Sinister Cup. So switches to his Poliwrath, Bubble Poliwrath. Okay, I won't shield this because maybe it's a Power Up Punch. It is a Power Up Punch. I went for the Shadow Punch to deal a little bit more damage than Fire Punch. I was trying to switch, but my switch timer wasn't up yet. So I decided to stay a bit longer, and I don't shield this expecting another Power Up Punch, but it is a Power Up Punch. So I switch with a fully loaded Dusclops, and for here I don't shield because thinking he has only one move, but he has Ice Punch, and it hurt a lot because it's a double. I go for this Earth Power, get that last shield, or knock this Marowak down, and good thing he doesn't shield it. Okay, so this Poliwrath is doing a ton for his team. So I go with my Steelix because I know he has almost Crunch, and I think I switch. No, yeah, because my switch time is not up. I don't shield this, or do I? I shield this, then switch. No, I think I finished this off with Crunch. No, finishes off my Steelix, and good thing I have an energy, a fully loaded Dusclops ready with Shadow Punch. So that was a very close game. That was a very close game. So that's GG's first match of the finals. So for the second matchup, I went with the same lineup of Dusclops, Claydol, and Steelix. I lead with Dusclops, and he leads with his Poliwrath. I immediately charge up a few more energy, then switch to my Claydol. Don't shield, risking it. He immediately switches into his Alolan Marowak. I go for the Earth Power, hoping to get a shield or deal very significant damage. I got the debuff. That's the first time I got the debuff on an Earth Power. So he shield baits me with a Bone Club. And the Silph Arena GC is blowing up. I don't shield this because I'm thinking that it's a bluff again. And it's a Bone Club again. It's a good thing I didn't shield it. The question is, will I get to a second Earth Power? What is it? It is a Bone Club. Slowly chipping away. And for some reason I couldn't switch. Yes, that happens. And I'm stuck with the switch glitch. Throws in his Poliwrath. Throws the charge move. Throws an Ice Punch. So I charge a little bit more energy because I have Steelix in the bag. Throw the Shadow Punch. Knowing that he won't shield, I try and sacrifice my Steelix, which I think is a very, very wrong move. Sticks in with his Claydol. I was trying to go for a Shield Wave Earthquake, and do I shield this? Do I shield this? No, it is a Power Punch. I went for the Earthquake. I wasn't able to shield it with Crunch. Shields that Earthquake. He has a third Pokemon left. And I will be wrecked by this. I should have been greedy with my shields. Goes for his last Pokemon is that Gardevoir. Yes. I throw in this Shadow Punch, won't KO it, and I wasn't able to reach for a second. Shadow Punch. So that is GG for game 2 of the finals. Okay, so for our final battle, I decided to go with Claydol, Poliwrath, and Dusclops, considering that he has a Charm user and my Poliwrath could get wrecked at the moment. So this is the last game. I lead with Claydol, he leads with Alolan Marowak. So I play this through. I just count the moves 4. That's 5. I don't shield this, or I shield this because he's doing Hex, and 5 is Shadow Ball, but it's a Bone Club. I go for the Earth Power, and there's a lot of chat hits going. Go for the second Bone Club. I go for the Earth Power to get that first shield, and I immediately switch in my Dusclops, and his switch in is his Gardevoir. That's the matchup that I want, because I don't want my Poliwrath to get caught up by that Gardevoir. So he has no more shield. I know that I could finish this Gardevoir off because I have one more shield, and I'm willing to expend it to my Dusclops. Get that Shadow Punch. I think he's still farming for a Shadow Ball, and I get that. I finish off Gardevoir without expending shields, and I was able to throw this second Shadow Punch in order to KO this Alolan Marowak. I have one shield left, and it is a Poliwrath. And you know who I'm gonna go with? I am gonna go with my Claydol. I shielded whatever he throws, because he might throw a Ice Punch, or I don't know. And I was able to get to my Psychic that will finish off his Poliwrath. So that's it. That's GG for the finals. Okay, so that was my Sinister Cup, my weighted Sinister Cup, which led me to the current state of being the number 1 in the Philippines, but I know that will only last for about a few days, so I am really gracing the moment of being number 1 for a few days. So again, a huge shout out to Albay Raiders for always hosting the weighted cups for each month, and I would also like to thank my battle partners here in Bicol and from Manila, especially to Jerdson, Jar, Neb from Manila, and Hero Vange, Chino, Kevs, Ranger Mimikyu, which is one of the top 8 qualifiers for the Season 1 Regionals. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to share it with your friends. If you learned from this video, feel free to hit that like button and hit that subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and hit that notification bell to be part of the notification squad, because I will be trying to maintain or at least reach the top 100 this season. So if you're willing to support the channel, just subscribe, like, feel free to write a comment. You can write hashtag Albay or hashtag PvP Philippines. So again, this is SwaGTeD. I'm out.